And a very pleasant good morning, everyone. We want to welcome you to the Tuesday edition of Happenings Q&A. Frank and Kim Carmichael, Rihanna Stockdale, Tom Corso, as always. We are coming to you from the Miller Lite Studios. What are we doing today, Rihanna?
Well, in just a little bit, we're going to reach out to Nathan Tricky Allen. He's our headlining comedian for this weekend, Friday and Saturday, 8 p.m. Yes. He's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've over these many times. He's had over 40 performances at the Kenosha Comedy Club. I can't figure out how he does what he does.
Don't give away his secrets, Frank.
Well, he can't give them away if he doesn't know how he does.
Right, but he often talks about some of his biggest tricks, and I think that it's better if folks come not knowing what the tricks are.
Yeah, because it's a little bit of magic and a lot of comedy, so it's a lot of fun.
Is there some sleight of hand?
Absolutely, and some other kind of odd tricks as well. So,
and joining us now via telephone is none other than Nathan Tricky Allen. Good morning.
Yeah, it's a morning, so yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah,
it is.
Yep. I'm over here trying to make all the rainwater disappear from the basement today.
Oh,
really?
no.
Wait, you have Iowa has been hammered. God forbid that tornado did some serious devastation, did it not? Or tornadoes?
Yeah, one of them. There was a bunch of them. Yeah, one of them was only about 5 miles from me, I guess. I found out the next day. But like an idiot, a typical Iowan, I'm out there on the front porch watching. I want to see it happen.
Yeah, well, that's 5 miles is a little too close for comfort. But what about the rain? Any idea how much rain you're over the normal?
No, I don't follow that because I'm not a farmer. But I just know when things get wet, we got to dry the things.
Yes. So
I've got about 24, 25 cases of Pampers that I'm getting ready to throw down into the basement so I can just pick them up. Take them up.
They do have a way of soaking things up.
Pampers are very expensive. I would think there's got to be a more cost-efficient way of drying out your basement.
You're right. I should go with the Clover Valley brand, right?
Okay, there you go.
Yes, there's got to be a generic equivalent.
Okay, so just paint a picture. What's going on in your basement? Do you have like seepage, or is it coming up from the sewers, or what's going on? The drains?
Yeah, it was kind of a flash flood situation in Dubuque yesterday, so it's just kind of seepage. Older house, so we didn't get it. We're up on a hill, so we didn't get it nearly as bad as some of the lower lying areas did. So we're pretty lucky, but it's still a pain in the butt. I was just sloshing around down there, listening to Celine Dion on repeat, pretending I was Leonardo DiCaprio.
So if you're up on a hill and you're dealing with that, can you imagine the poor lowlanders? What's going on there?
Yeah, we don't go down there to those people, the poor.
I see. Okay. Well, yeah, how dumb of me not to know. Yes. Well, so you got hit yesterday with significant rainfall. We were supposed to, right? We
dodged it. Are we going to talk about anything except for weather with Nathan Tricky Allen, or is this
maybe he could magically take the rain away?
Live entertainment and talk about the weather.
All right. Okay. So noted.
See, when I'm on the phone with you guys, I forget that we're on the air sometimes.
Yeah. So noted.
Sadly, Nathan, we forget we're on the air on a fairly regular basis as well, which was illustrated nicely during the first segment of the show where Frank and I discussed our credit card bills.
All right, so it is noted. Yeah. Kim's going to take the lead here.
Nathan, do you have any new bits that you'll be performing for us Friday and Saturday at the Kenosha Comedy Club?
Any tricks up your sleeve?
I do. I have tricks up my sleeve. I don't remember if I did. I got a couple of newer ones. I don't remember if I did them last time I was there or not. But everything kind of blurs together. I looked it up, and this is actually these are going to be the 41st and 42nd shows at the Kenosha Comedy Club this weekend.
You know what that means, Nathan?
What does it mean, Frank?
No.
He's getting older.
That means we're getting older.
Well, I find it interesting I find it interesting how many people come back and see you time and time again. I mean, obviously, we still have new people coming on a regular basis. I mean, we're still selling tickets like crazy. But I find it interesting that so many people will come time and time again. And I think part of it is they're trying to figure out how you do some of the tricks. And part of it is the show varies, even if you're doing kind of the same bit, depending on the audience members that you choose to interact with.
Yeah, you never really know where things are going to go. Like, was it last weekend before? I was somewhere north of Chippewa Falls, tiny roadhouse. Sunday fun day afternoon, 3 p.m. show, and I had so many firsts during that show. Still my basic same content and material that I do, but like things got crazy. Like in the middle of the afternoon, like one dude took his teeth out to help with a trick. Another guy started to strip his shirt off. Well, did strip his shirt off. Started to take his pants off. Yeah, they were a fun group. Yeah.
Well, I do think there are people that
Sun's out, rum's out.
There are people that come back time and time again because they're waiting to see if when you swallow the razor blades, if you're going to lacerate your tonsils.
Yeah, well, as long as they're buying tickets, I'm okay with them coming back for that kind of curious, morbid curiosity, I think, I suppose.
Yeah, but it's that last time, you know how hard it was to get the blood out of the carpet up on stage?
Talk about morbid.
Well, that's why we put the
started
dance floor
traveling
up on the stage now in the big room.
Are we in the big room this weekend?
You know, that's interesting that you say that, Nathan. We initially had it slated for the small room, but we're looking at ticket sales, and we're just debating this morning if we might need to switch over to the large room. So currently, we are indecisive.
Okay, good deal.
No.
It might be a half and half situation.
What's that?
We might be in the small room and the big room.
No, it's for Nathan, it's too difficult for him to have to reset. We're either going big or we're staying small. But I'm advocating for going big because based on ticket sales as of yesterday afternoon, we'd sell out the small room.
Well, once again, Frank and I have a debate about this on a regular basis. I prefer being in the small room when we can, just because I think with comedy that closer, more intimate surrounding is it's good for the show. When people are right there, they're close to the stage, they're close to one another. But I also get where having a little space and making sure that we have enough room to get everybody in is important.
So how's that intimacy feeling, honey, when people are turned away?
That doesn't feel good.
No.
I hate it when you guys fight like this.
Well, this isn't fighting it.
You want to see fight? No.
Yes. But it's a balancing act, and as of late, Rihanna will attest to this. There seems to be a pattern of far more people coming on Saturday versus Friday, and I haven't been able to figure it out because it wasn't that long ago where there were Fridays that outsold the Saturdays. So there's no rhyme or reason. I just don't know what's going on. But wouldn't you agree,
because people are
Nathan,
working 2 jobs now, so they don't have to.
Nathan,
that could be.
Yeah. I mean, Nathan isn't just like a stand-up comedian that just goes up there and stands in front of a microphone. You know, there's a lot of work that goes into setting up for a show. So we wouldn't do that to you where you're performing in the small room and then the next day you got to pack everything up and move over to the big room.
At least it's only a few feet. It's not my typical,
I know,
4 hours
but
to the next gig situation.
Yeah, I understand, but there's a value to setting up just once.
Well, and Nathan, you've performed in both rooms. Do you have a preference?
When the big room is packed, obviously I like that just because the energy is out of control. But you're right. I like the intimacy of smaller rooms. You know, like some of my favorite rooms are like that small room over there at your club, and like small rock clubs too. Not big concert venues, but small rock clubs. I like those.
No, I agree. I just hate turning people away.
I understand completely.
Okay, moving along, Kim. Kim, I'd still be talking about the weather. So this is in your hands.
Oh my goodness, the pressure is on.
There's no pressure. I'm just handing the baton to you, dear.
Well, Nathan, you had mentioned you had a very interesting show last Sunday. Have you been performing a lot? And fill us in a little bit on where you've been and what you've been up to.
It ranges from, I mean, it's obviously, I'll never consider it a lot. I could be doing 14 shows in Vegas every week and still be like, we can fit more in. You know, I'm kind of a workaholic like that. But it's definitely more than 2 years ago. So that's a good sign, I suppose. People are really needing a laugh these days. Comedy clubs is a good way to do it. So also private parties, company parties, small nightclubs, the whole gamut of things that I've always done are starting to come back a little bit.
Right. I mean, Nathan, besides comedy clubs and some of these rock clubs, he has corporate clients as well. In fact, Nathan, it wasn't all that long ago, I think. Was it the Tri-County Contractors Association you performed for here in Kenosha a couple of years ago?
Yeah, it was over at the Kenosha Country Club, I think, right?
Right. Yes. But you've performed for some rather large companies.
Yeah, I've done shows for Walmart, parts of Facebook, parts of Budweiser, beverage distributors, all over the place. Yeah.
Could you tell me?
Great, because my show can play at a biker bar or a company party, and all I have to do is just change a couple of 4-letter words, and it still works.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you. I mean, how much variation, how much do you modify when you're going to be playing for the corporate world?
Yeah, it doesn't take too much modification at all. Maybe I'll put on some shinier shoes and, like I said, leave a couple of 4-letter words, tame them down a little bit. But other than that, I've got this great balance that I love where it works for, as I mentioned, bikers or, suit-wearing CEO types. For some reason, it's kind of got mass appeal.
But one thing
why exactly, but I'm happy it does.
Well, one thing that I know that you've had to struggle with a little bit in the past is letting folks know that this isn't your kids' comedy show. This isn't your kids' magic show. This is geared towards an 18 and older audience. That there is enough sass to it to make sure that.
Yeah, I would agree. Little double entendre, there's a little innuendo
or a lot of innuendo, yeah. but it's nothing that people are going to be, traumatized by. You can bring your mother-in-law along with you on a date night or so. I mean, not just the two of you, that'd be weird, but you can do a double date with your
as long as she's 18.
Right. But yeah, it's a wide range, from 21 to 81 is, I typically see a wide range of demographics and ages.
True. But I mean, I think you've framed the show succinctly for quite some time, but early on, the fact that what magic was in the title, did you find yourself with youngsters showing up?
Yeah, but I was also doing shows for youngsters all the time, too. But when I started to make that transition, it was a problem. People would be coming to a small-town bar because there's a magic show, and they'd have their 5-year-old in tow. And they'd have to be like, no, it's a 21 and up club. You can't do that. But yeah, I think I've mostly done pretty well, I think, at branding it so people understand when they see a poster or watch a video or visit my website. And I make sure to tell people when they book me, promote it this way so people understand. It's not XXX rated, but it's definitely not G rated either.
No, but I think the message is loud and clear when in your advertising you say adults only.
Yeah, and I kind of wonder if that's hurt me sometimes too with the Google algorithms, search engine
right. People think it's
we don't want to bring up a porn site.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. This isn't porn magic, folks. Could you imagine? Although
that's the magic
there is a condom involved. Well, let's not,
Sometimes.
Yes.
Do we have time for Nathan to share a brief version of the story of what happened when he was going to perform at the Kenosha Comedy Club on his way there, Frank?
Oh, no. I think this was on his way to the
Kenosha Country Club.
Yes. That little bodega, that little corner store.
That we're not going to mention.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And I don't remember the name of it either. But I was. I use a condom in my show sometimes, and I needed to pick one up at a store on my way to the show, so I had that in my prop bag. And I just picked a corner bodega store, like you said, and went in and made my purchase. And the gentleman behind the counter said, "Hold on, just a second." After the transaction was already done, and he went to the back room briefly and came back with a closed hand, held it out. And I'm like, I don't know what this is all about, but, I like adventure. So I extended my hand, and he dropped it in. And he said, if you like that, you come back more. I'll give you a good price. And I opened my hand and looked at it, and it was a little blue pill.
So
not in a container, not in a wrapper, just a bare blue pill.
Just in his sweaty hand.
Yeah.
And
so this is a
we all assume we know what this little blue pill was, but how do you just take a random pill from some guy working at a bodega?
Well, I didn't take it. I accepted it. I mean, I did. Well, I didn't take. Well, I didn't take. Okay, so I took it, and it turns out it was what we thought it was. Because I said, I like adventure. No, I'm kidding. I'm not taking a random pill from a stranger. No.
If I remember correctly,
it wasn't even wrapped for my protection.
Right. If I remember correctly, you actually brought it here into the studio and showed it to us as evidence.
Yes. Well, I drive by that store. I drive by that store with some regularity, and it still doesn't. I'm waiting for the sign to change.
Okay, be honest, Frank.
Grocery and pharmacy.
Do you still drive by, or do you stop in on occasion now?
Well, seriously, I mean, today with any kind of pharmaceuticals, would you dare take anything?
No,
too dangerous.
I don't think so. No, thank you. Hey, we're way past our break.
I barely take pharmaceuticals that doctors have prescribed.
Speaking of dangerous, it might not be too dangerous to the audience, but there is a definite element of danger in Nathan Tricky Allen's show. Come see him this weekend, Friday and Saturday night, 8 p.m., Kenosha Comedy Club. Get your tickets at haptoit.com. We'll find you a seat, I guarantee it.
Oh, wait,
oh no!
So I guess you just moved him to the big room.
Oh, shoot.
You know what, Rihanna? Wasn't that easy?
That was easy.
Kim,
wait, we stepped on Nathan's words. Say that again, Nathan.
Oh, no, I was just saying you can see in a preview video to make sure I don't suck at adultsonlymagic.com.
All right. Nathan, I want to thank you. Rihanna, we want to thank Kim for making that decision for us.
Maybe I should have said buy now because tickets might sell out.
Well, you already made the other statement.
No.
You already made that
We were leaning that way anyway.
Yeah,
no, Frank was leaning that way.
That's
anyway.
true. That's true.
And whichever way Frank leans is the way Kim and Rihanna get pulled along.
That is so untrue.
Oh, it is not true at all. I mean, of course it is true. Even look at Rihanna even knows that it's true.
Oh, I think that I have relinquished certain things.
Certain things, yes.
Yes. I am not the same person I used to be. That doesn't mean I'm necessarily better. It could be worse, but no. You know what? Why is this? This is about Nathan. Nathan, I want to thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Nathan.
And thank you.
This is a group therapy session for Frank.
Yes, yeah. Except
and nobody's going to get billed, so that works out really nicely.
But seriously, thank you for joining us today, and
thank one card.
Yes.
We'll get points.
Yes.
You know what? Honestly, vacations are some of the best form of therapy I know. So.
All right. So we're going to leave on that note, okay? Travel safe. We'll see you on Friday.